Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha! On my quest to do 3 today, I am doing, from what I understand in the comment, this band is from Russia. Alright, so I'm totally stoked about that. I think I've covered every continent at least once now, so that's what this is all about for me, is exploring new music. Thank you so much for your comments, your suggestions, and everything. This is a band called Shokran, and the song I'm doing is Ethereal. First time listen, first time reaction, and all those fun words that we use. And I want to thank you guys ahead of time. Support, subscriptions, any advertisement runs, we already know. It's copyright claimed by the owners of the song. They run the ads. I don't make any money on this channel. But if you'd like to buy me a Fresca or a cup of coffee, that link will be below. With the link for their music, Spotify. I always support the artists and the record companies. The links for their all of that stuff is going to be down below. So stand by. Give me 1 second. I need to get my fructose going here. I didn't make coffee yet. All right, guys. Shokran Ethereal. All right. Wow, I don't know who this band is, and I am completely blown away that they have taken just about every possible production element and use it in this song and make it work. And what I mean by production element, I'm talking about the sequencing of the piano and the synth that follows behind it in unison at the very opening. That has nothing to do with the fact of the capabilities of the musician. They do this on stage, you know. If it was a decision to sequence it, quantize, lock it for the performance, that's fine. As long as it's executed on stage, it doesn't matter. And because I don't know the band, how many guitar players, keyboard players, and everything, I'm responding strictly as the old composer, the Decomposer here. And also, if this is your first time listening to me do this, this is not necessarily a theoretical breakdown. This is more for the breakdown for the pure listener that enjoys the music. But I do like to sprinkle that other stuff in. The multiple riffage, excuse me, of the guitar was insane. Not only is it at one point following the sequence that was going on, but then it breaks away, it holds its own pattern, and it has some sick pinch harmonics, just as nuance or inflections on, you know, certain ends of the little phrases and stuff every once in a while. And then when they get into the power and it's lock and load in time for vocals to come in. You know, just recently, I think just 2 songs ago or something, I was talking about the capabilities of the musicians, the singers that use growling in their repertoire of vocal capabilities. And here's yet another one that has a completely distinct sound. It does actually have a little bit of a tonal quality to it. Tone meaning like a note. You know, you can kind of pull and extract a tone from that. Excuse me. I'm a little kind of overwhelmed by this because it was everything I could have possibly would have considered throwing into an arrangement, and yet still gingerly making it work. It's something as powerful as this kind of metal. I don't know what this, you know, since I am fairly new in the subgenres, I don't know exactly what we would put this in. Please help me if this is new metal or if this is hybrid metal or something. Excuse me. It's unbelievable. I love it as a producer and arranger's point of view, as being able to put in all. It's like being like at a Michelin restaurant. You know, those Michelin stars and stuff like that. It's very delicate, all these arrangements that they're placed in there perfectly. The sequences that are going on, there's a little bit of pad work or keyboard work going on behind the hook that we just heard. Sorry guys, my window's open, my air conditioning's broken, so it'll get hot in here. Anyhow, I'm goobering. Let me go back, let's move forward. I'm sorry, but I got to stop again. There are a few complex melodic arrangements that are going on in the background while the vocal is doing his thing, which is usually kind of, excuse me, unheard of. I mean, you know, when the performer and the vocalist is doing their thing, it's usually leave him alone, let him do his thing in the pocket. Unless sometimes in choruses, you know, when there's a big hook or something, then you might hear multiple arrangements that are happening with other instruments. Or overdubs or layering. But there is a complete different counter melodic movement going through that passage I just heard. It was smooth and it was long. It didn't interfere with the vocalist. But I think, you know, what I got from this is that, you know, the vocals in this is kind of in a pretty straightforward pocket, you know, in context of melodic movement. And it gives room for that arrangement to exist in there. That's the way I feel it, you know. The engineering and the technical aspects of this this song is at top level. You know, it really depends on what you like to hear. A lot of times, you know, there's really super tight, compressed, separated, layered tracks and stuff, and that's the heavies. That's the heavy stuff when it comes to powering a lot of layers and making it work. You have to be very technical, you have to be very precise, otherwise it becomes a mud fest. But I had to just stop and point out the fact that there was that melody that's firing through that I really super dig. Very complex work here, man. This is really super cool, and it speaks to me because I have tendency to write complex arrangements and compositions myself. So I'm like, or I should say, all right, here we go. this was, I like that ending, that nice little reverb at the end. This was like taking everything you could do on a whole album worth of arrangements and composition and putting it in one song. And what I mean by that is there's so many tricked out elements going on there. Yes, there's, well, I can't say yes. I hate to say that because I really actually don't know, but my ears are feeling there's a lot of sequencing that's going on there. The hybrid strings, excuse me, I shouldn't have had a fresco before this. The hybrid strings, you saw me doing this. Hybrid or not, there's a lot of intense composition going on. And like I said, enough to fill an album. Like I could have taken pieces of compositions and assembled them, and here's one song and then here's another song and stuff. Their syncopation was mind-numbing. This last passage, this little last 20 seconds, did you hear how tight and locked on the guitar playing was to that sequence? Yes, there was a sequence going on behind it, but like a lot of more progressive instrumentalists that are doing prog, math, metal type of work, I'm a huge fan of a guy named Owain, and I'm going to come back to him pretty soon, where you can tell where his lines, he's following lines that he wrote on the keyboard. And then he comes in and he learns those lines. And when you combine that, it just has its own universe that it exists in. And if you're into the complex arrangements like I am, you fully rinse in it. You just celebrate the fact that that was just crazy. I know a lot of this kind of music, I guess, is it math or new metal? Help me with that, I don't know. It isn't for everybody, but for me, it was a diamond. And the vocals, the vocal arrangements, the going from the growling or the hard technique into these long kind of ethereal vocal performances. I don't know, I'm just kind of, I'm goobering over the song. It was great. So anyhow, thank you so much for those who have suggested songs to me. I would not have found Shokran, maybe. Please, any other songs from this band, please drop in the comments. I continue to get blown away on this journey, and I'm just so pumped to have found these guys. I'm going to listen to this track a few times when I'm done editing this thing, because that's how pulled in I was for it. Anyhow, that being said, thank you so much. If you see fit, well, maybe not a fresco, but if you decide, because my channel's not monetized, buy me a cup of coffee. Links below as well. So I'll see you in a little bit. I got another video coming up in about 4 hours. All right.